started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling.
All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back for another night of Nemesis Gaming League action as we are past that, or well, we're past the halfway point. We just finished match number 9 on Monday, and we got match number 10 of 18 coming your way tonight, and we have got a banger to start things off. I'm Rockerman back in the booth with the one and only Merely Bentel. Merely, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, I always love being in the booth, watching some good Rocket League, and we do have some good games. This has been a banger of a week so far, and with Saturday lineup too, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, definitely got some great games on Monday stream, like you said. And we got a great one to start us off tonight. We got 3 lined up for you, and we're starting things off in the rival league again. With Chimeras and Hydra. Chimeras coming in this one at 8-1 and Hydra at 9-0. We saw a little bit of Hydra on the stream Monday merely, but what can you tell us as we do a little preview for this matchup tonight?
All right, so here's Hydra, still undefeated. They're looking to crack the double digits and get that sweet 10-0, and they're looking like they're poised to do it, but this week really feels like it's the biggest challenge for them. They already took down Pineapples, who looked a little bit shaky on Monday, to be fair, but took their lead 9-0, and now they have to go up against the 8-1 Chimeras, who have also been on a hot spree, beating Distortion on Monday. So really, this one, a lot of pressure for Hydra, but both teams here with a huge advantage, a huge way to get into the even further upper echelon of rival.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, a small little tidbit here, merely Hydra, as they stay undefeated, back in season 4, they went 17-1 in that season. Ended up making it all the way to the grand finals and lost, which was interesting there. But Hydra, this team has been here before. They still have the pressure on them. 9-0, one of only a few undefeated teams in Nemesis. I believe I think there's 3 only at this point. I think Krakens, Hydra, and Whelps, if I recall correctly. I think those are the only 3 undefeated teams, and Hydra is one of them. So love to see if they can keep it rolling here as we start things off. But really, we got them all joined up in the lobby. Chimeras, they've, no one's really heard too much of them. Their newly rebranded team this season, making their mark for Rogues Org, the Pantheon. Do they have what it takes tonight to take down Hydra and hand their first loss of the season, or do you think Hydra's rolling right along?
I think it's going to be tough for the Chimeras. I think it's possible, but I don't really see Hydra losing this one. Their regular season form is just something else. I think it'll be a close one. I'll give it 3-2 to Hydra, but especially Hydra's never missed a playoffs, and not only that, but I don't think they've ever had to go to the play-in tournament either. They've been too good in the regular season historically, and I think they're going to continue dominating, at least for now.
All right, well, we will have to see if they can do just that. As Chimeras are starting off, Pred looking for the shot. Here comes iTrash, just looking to get things started early, and you can see the rosters coming out for these guys. Hydra sticking with the 3 that they've had all season. You got Seabiscuit, the GM, and you got Tashega, who is putting it in the net right there to start things off, and a great start there for Hydra.
And right off the bat, that's one of the guys you got to be looking out for. Tashega, insanely mechanical player. It's hard to call him the carry of this team because with Mayo there's a lot of support, but the highest MMR and definitely deserving of that. He's absolutely insane, and you're already seeing it live here. He's popping off in game 1.
Yeah, Tashega, a great start there, and you mentioned joined by Mayo there, who's had a great season thus far. Looking to keep things rolling here for the undefeated Hydra. And look on the Chimeras end. Some people we've seen before, Pred, who was on the Drakes, I believe, last season, and or at least at one point, and he's there for the Chimeras. Also, iTrash and Serrano there. A couple of new faces looking to make their mark here in the rival league, and so far they've had a great season at 8-1. They're definitely going to be contenders here as a little bit of a miss comes out from Tashega. Seabiscuit is hunting down iTrash, but he's going to get the clear. Mayo going to get back to it and find the double tap. as he continues on, taking it down the pitch here, looking to stay with it, trying to get under Pred, but can't. As here comes Biscuit off the backboard, looking for the double tap, but can't find it. This ball floating in there. Tashega off the backboard, but Pred is going to find it clear. And a couple of missed touches here early, merely from these guys on both sides. I think Hydra's missed maybe a few more than Chimera's have, but they still hold on to their 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and even though Hydra has had a few misses, it's looked like the Chimeras are the more awkward team so far. They're struggling to keep up with the speed of Hydra, whilst on the other hand, it seems like Hydra's misses are mostly due to the players just moving too fast and not being able to make accurate touches. But definitely, you know, especially on stream, always starting off with a little bit of nerves. But Hydra, I think in that department has the advantage. Chimeras have been on stream as well, but I believe Hydra's has had more stream games so far.
I believe you're correct in that regard, and you know they just played on Monday, so they are very used to being here on stream, and they're used to being under pressure with Seabiscuit, who's been in Nemesis in Season 1, been all around the playoffs, pretty much everywhere you can go, leading Nemesis in pretty much every major stat category, and he's definitely a Nemesis staple. A huge miss comes up from Serrano, and there is Seabiscuit putting another goal to his tally.
And speaking of leading in stat categories, there's Biscuit coming through, and an unfortunate miss from Serrano. Tried to go a little bit too fast there and just couldn't get the read. So far, I mean, Hydra kind of looks like they're just cruising here. They're on easy mode right now. I haven't really had to do too much. Chimeras really have to find their footing soon because they don't want to let Hydra run away with this series.
Definitely, and when you got an undefeated team, the best thing to do to them is put them on the ropes early. You got to put the pressure on them and try to make them feel awkward, because if they get in their comfort zone, like you said, they could just run away with this thing. So Chimeras, see if they have some fight in game number 1 here. I'd hope so. As this one blocked across the middle to Shega. Gonna keep it in as iTrash on the sidewall, sending it out. Seabiscuit looking for Shega in the midfield, who's gonna find a touch back up to Biscuit. He's looking for one, but that ball cut off as Tashega continuing on. This ball rolling over the net. iTrash a little bit awkward. There's Biscuit off the backboard, keeping this one up. The clear comes out, but it's only to Tashega. The net open, but Tashega, he can't quite put it on. And Chimera's trying to take it back on the counter. But Mayo, he's going to shut that down. And merely, despite everything, Chimera's, it doesn't seem like they've had too much on offense. And I'd be surprised to say that they are leading the shot category 5-3 right now, which I think is very surprising with the way this game has seemingly gone.
I was just actually looking at that, and yeah, I found it curious as well. I was expecting to pull it up and see a lot more shots for Hydra. They'll get another one there, but really, Chimeras have had opportunities. It just seems like they haven't been as clear-cut, and Hydra's defense has been better poised to deal with it, getting huge clears like the one you just saw there. And Hydra has been more accurate with the chances that they have had. With that said, they have been put on the back foot quite a bit, so if Chimeras can just be a little bit more clinical and set up some more deadly plays, they can easily get back in this one.
Definitely so, as they found a couple of shots there. You saw Mayo pick up a savior medal. As now we're down to under a minute in game 1. Hydra leading 2-0 in this best of 5 series. iTrash off the sidewall. Does he get another touch? Is that on net? No, just a little bit high there. For a second he went crazy, but not quite meant to be. It's Fred on the backboard, looking to stay with this one, trying to fake it out a little bit, but Tashega not to be fake there as he sends it down, looking for another touch. Serrano, the last one back. But this one, demo trade comes through. Mayo off the backboard. iTrash has to get that clear there, and he does. This one's sent again off the backboard. Pred gonna find a touch off the sidewall, gonna pop it up. Serrano trying to beat Tashega here if he can. Then might have a counter attack. Still might work, as here comes iTrash sending it down, but the final 10 seconds are here. This ball's popped up. Serrano just has to put it on net, and he does. Gets it by the defender, and 6 seconds remaining. There is a little bit of hope here.
And they wait till the last 6 seconds to get their first goal of the game, finally getting Hydra in a position they can't recover from. But it's probably a little bit too late, but I'll let the gameplay speak for itself, as 6 seconds is more than enough time to at least get one.
The kickoff going right back to Serrano here as he pops it up, looking to send it down. He's by Mayo. He's going to get bumped to Shega on the backboard, able to cut it out here. He's trying to get the pinch, and he sends it down, but it actually stays up. Serrano in the midfield, Pred trying to get to it, but it touches the ground. And Hydra hold on there to take game number 1. A good performance from them, and a good way to start out the series as they look to remain undefeated.
And it really didn't look like the Chimeras did too much wrong in that game. They had a couple unfortunate misses, a couple lapses in defense where they allowed Hydra to get exactly what they wanted, but they definitely didn't look outclassed, and they definitely look like they are still in this series. Plenty of life left in this roster. I feel like they just have to try to press the issue a little bit more because especially in those final seconds when they were pressing Hydra, they looked very vulnerable.
Yeah, they really did, and we saw it. I mean, they led the shot department there. It was 8-4 in that one, and I mean, if Chimeras can do that, keep that offense going, I think they can get some by Hydra. They just got to get them awkward, but so far, really, the Hydra rotation has been solid, and it set them up for a good game one victory. But like you said, they found one at the final 6 seconds. So who knows? Maybe that is some momentum really headed into this game number 2.
And if they can use that momentum, it will definitely be to their advantage. I love the support in the chat from Yusuf, Messi, and Zara. Zara claiming that Trash is the best player in the world. He did look pretty solid in this game. Might need to see a little bit more from him to figure that much out. But I firmly do believe that the Chimeras have what it takes to come back and win this series. Let's see what they got.
We'll see as things get going in a game number 2, and looks like they have a disconnect here, but they're not really calling for a restart. They're just playing on here for whatever reason, and Mayo's going to put one in, as that is an interesting way to start out game number 1.
I'm just going to inform them of the rule because I want to be a nice person. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this game come down to this. Yeah. It seems like they didn't really know that you have to call it. They were just expecting the stream to take over, which is understandable. But it looks like we will get a reset. We gonna have to leave this lobby. I was wondering why it looked so odd off the kickoff, and then I saw that that player just sitting in net there. A little bit unfortunate, but you don't get tactical timeouts during the playoffs. Maybe this can act as a timeout for the Chimeras to try and consolidate and figure out their game plan moving forward.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an interesting way. You hate to see a disconnect there on the stream, but those things happen sometimes, and I think we're gonna, because the reset wasn't called, I think we're gonna get this game on 1-0 at that goal scored. So to bear with me for a second to confirm the time of that goal, and then should be starting up 1-0 because the reset wasn't called there immediately.
We need like a Bake's mod admin mode. If Rocket League won't give it to us.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone make that mod, please.
To pause the private match. Let us work with it. But yeah, so they did get the call for the restart, so lobby's back up. We'll wait for them to get back on here. Just confirming here. Make sure we don't scuff this up on stream, but.
And well, a couple other little tidbits I guess we can give away. Obviously, Hydra managed to beat the Pineapples on Monday. They beat them 3-1 fashion. It was pretty dominating. Pineapples, unfortunately, Valence just got back from a vacation. I don't think he was feeling like his normal dominant self. Pineapples a little bit sloppy in that one, but Hydra still looked good as always. This roster pretty much just always shows up. Seems to be the record. But Chimeras, on the other hand, the only time they've actually lost this season was on opening day when they lost to Mafiosos 3-1. And since then, they've won 8 straight games in a row, which is very impressive. Almost as impressive as Hydra winning 9-0. 9 straight games in a row. Obviously, the 9-0 looks cleaner. But that's just proof that they are contenders in this matchup. And if they can do that much, then they can definitely bring it to Hydra here, as long as their team isn't disconnecting again. So that was a bit unfortunate. I'm not sure if they'll be starting with a 1-goal handicap as well, but that'll definitely put a damper on their rhythm, no matter what. Still have yet to see. Do you know if it was a hard reset or a hard disconnect? Or okay, it looks like they're back in the lobby now, so he was able to get that figured out.
I'm just asking Tashega to check his DMs real quick. Okay.
All right.
That is fair. I was giving him giving them an option here. So we're gonna start it. We're gonna start it from 0-0 here, 5 minutes. So Hydra letting them restart it straight up. So respect there. Technically in the rulebook it would be a 1-0 for when they call the restart, but Hydra let them start at 0-0. Let it be fair. We'll get them back. We'll get them back in and start it over. It's like it never happened, really. We're just getting right back into game 2. What happened? I don't know.
I didn't see anything. You'll love to see it. Hydra, they're not only great players on the pitch, but off the pitch as well. We love these guys in the server. Really great community members. You could see there, just a sign of respect. They know that he was DC'd from the beginning. Gonna go ahead and make it 0-0. And now we get a whole game of Rocket League.
We do. If Hydra was in here, there they go. Now they're in here. I figured they were back in here when I said check DMs, and Tashega instantly responded. So they actually weren't in here, but now they are. So let's let's get them back in here. Apologies for the delay, but we got everyone in the lobby. Gonna go 0-0 in game 2 with Hydra up 1-0 in the series. So yeah, interesting. But hey, we got some Rocket League back on the pitch now. Let's go.
Rockerman said they're good sports, but I'm not. Chimeras join up and beat Hydra while they're not in the lobby.
Hey, so we gotta take down an undefeated team. Sometimes you need that, and boom, right off the bat, their eye trash coming in, and they're gonna put in the first goal.
They don't care that Hydra gave them the goal back. They said we're still playing our hearts out. And right off the kickoff, there a little bit of awkwardness. Gonna be able to get a goal back, and now the script has completely flipped.
Yeah, it really has, and I mean, Chimeras to get that first goal, that is a great start, and they had some offense, and they might have another opportunity here, but it's going to be blocked away, and I don't want to dwell too much on that disconnect. I think we could probably pretty much just wipe it off the map, but just to touch on it briefly, merely, it's interesting. Hydra decided to go 0-0 and then get scored on. Hopefully, it doesn't come back to bite them, but I mean, they probably wouldn't have got that first goal if they didn't have the DC in the first place.
That's true, and they will get one back anyways. I think they knew that Rocket League will be played no matter what. The outcome of the series won't be determined by that, as Biscuit manages to slam one home here off the nice downwards read. And now we have an equal game once again.
Yeah, we do, and we're back at 1-1, 36 seconds in to this game number 2, this best of 5. These two teams, again, if you're just joining us, they've been great all season. Chimeras at 8-1, Hydra undefeated at 9-0, and they're doing battle here tonight to see who can take over the top spot there in the rival league, looking for that number 1 seed. As this ball sent in, and we saw Hydra in game 1 take the 2-1 victory. They held the 2-goal lead for majority of game 1 before Chimeras tacked on one late, but a little too late, and now in game 2, we're all tied up here as Pred sends it off to the side, looking to give chase to Shega. With the block is Mayo. Going to send it down to Shega, looking for the redirect. Going to send it towards the net, but only as far as eye trash. As he takes this one up. Going to try to air dribble it all the way down the pitch to Shega. A little bit of a double commit. Here comes Serrano, but it's blocked away. We stay all knotted at one apiece. As wait a minute, Tashega is coming through for a shot, but eye trash on the defense. Some saves coming through, and Mayo again. Hydra looking to turn the offense right back as a block comes out once more, and we stay tied up.
And already this one, a little bit of a battle back and forth, shots being fired in both directions. It seems like, not to harp on it once again, but that little break there can be big. Whichever team manages to corral and use that little break to their advantage can get a significant advantage in this game, as so far looks like both teams just trying to throw as many punches as possible. Only a few landing, but Hydra look like they're close to breaking through.
Had a couple of good shots here as another opportunity off the backward. Pred was hero boost, going to find the clears to Shega. He lofts it up for a teammate. Eye trash quickly to it. He's hunting for a Demo Mayo. Out blocked by Serrano, but here comes Tashega. Gonna find a 58, drop it down midfield with eye trash. Just able to get away to the corners. We pass the halfway point. Chimeras looking to tie this series up. Seabiscuit off the backboard. Pred with a great touch, able to clear it a long way. Here comes Serrano, putting it towards the net. Mayo able to find the block, but right there is eye trash for the shot. The shot doesn't go though, it's off the post. And this ball, again, 50 back through. Pred looking to turn some offense as here comes Serrano up for the shot, but nice little clear away as Biscuit gonna bang it out, and really, I'm actually really liking what we're seeing here from these two offenses. This one is gonna be just not able to go through, as it seems like both of them kind of getting their offensive possessions and some good shots.
You can see it here now. The Chimeras, while looking a little bit shaky in game one, have really consolidated their mechanics. They're getting to balls faster. They're taking better advantage of the space they're being given, just barely not accurate enough. You could see there on the last shot from them as another shot ringing off a post, and it's just back and forth. But it really feels like this game might be decided by who can take the better shot. Both defenses are playing phenomenally right now, but eventually one of them has to break, and once they do, you feel like it's going to be tough for either team to gain an advantage in this game.
Yeah, it's looking like this game may just end in a 2-1 fashion. Whoever scores next may just take this one, and Hydra could have a 2-0 series lead, or Chimeras could have a 1-1. This game very crucial here for both teams in their own respects. As Mayo send this one towards the net. Biscuit trying to get up for it, but iTrash shuts it down as here comes Tashega. Another shot. Pred has to avoid the bump as he finds that save. This one, Serrano gonna send it out. Biscuit is there, keeping it in the corner. Pred trying to get a banging clear as this one pops up. Biscuit trying to find the read, but he can't. This one goes flying by. Here comes Mayo. Trash off the backboard. Another great save. Tashega again sending off the backboard. Here comes Pred over the top. As this one towards the net. Serrano has to get a bump out of the way there as he picks up your safety middle, but this one's still dangerous here. Tashega trying to put it on, but it's not going to go. And these teams, Hydra is really starting to put on some pressure as this one's going to go wide. And we're down to the final 15 seconds of regulation. Will we see a last second goal here? Tashega going to pop it up. It's off the side here to iTrash. Going to send it again, looking to stay with it. He's got 0 boost, but it's heading towards Hydra's half. The ball in the midfield towards the ground there. As Bayo was able to keep it up, here comes Biscuit, but this one going to touch their ground, and really we got an overtime here in game 2.
And Chimeras really just fended off a barrage of shots from Hydra on such little boost. But something I'm really impressed by is while the rest of his team was really struggling to hold on to boost, Serrano was actually in the back there, staying unwavering on the goal line. Oh my goodness, that one's almost in. It's gonna come in now. And after a huge defensive stand during regulation, Hydra quickly take it in overtime.
Oh my goodness, and Serrano there, he just gets a little bit too far up, and that one bounced off his teammate going back towards the net. And I mean, that really, you mentioned it, they fended off a huge attack, and that is a heartbreaking way to lose game number 2.
You really can't get too down on yourself if you're Chimeras, though. Both of these games have really felt like ones where either team could have won it, especially this one. I mean, there were just so many opportunities. 5 shots for Chimeras, while 9 shots for Hydra. And Hydra only had 1 save, which compared to the Chimeras' 6 is looking a quite a bit more incredible. Something else to point out, actually, only 1 demo for Hydra and 0 demos for Chimeras. So you have to think if they could have eliminated a defender in some of these positions, they definitely could have opened up the net, and one of these mini shots that they took could have flown in.
Yeah, and I think it's probably just not part of these guys' gameplay. I mean, Hydra and Chimeras, I mean, we've seen Hydra before. They don't really seem to be too demo heavy from what we've seen from them so far. And Chimeras, we haven't really seen much of either. And I mean, after that game, not too many demos, but, merely when you get into game number 3 where you're down in the series 2-0, you might have to start pulling off those plays that maybe you don't necessarily do all the time just to try to get yourself that little advantage as you head into this one.
That's what Rocket League is really all about, is adaptability, especially when you're playing in a series format. You can't just stick to the same game plan, especially when you're going up a team as good as Hydra. You have to try to adapt, try to change things up. And if Chimeras don't do that, I really don't see them winning a battle in a slugfest, as Tashega coming through almost gets the Doomsy from the ceiling. That was almost something incredible.
Would have been an insane way to start the game there, but it was not meant to be, as we head back into this one with Hydra leading this series 2-0. As here goes a pinch off the sidewall. It's not going to go. Tashega blocked down the midfield. Pred has an opportunity, but Mayo just in time. Is this ball still up? Here comes Serrano looking for it, but Biscuit, what a touch there from him. As both Chimeras fake challenge there in the midfield. It's not going to really result in anything they were looking for. This ball off to the side. Serrano send this one up to Tashega. on the block as Pred sends it back in. Biscuit right to iTrash. Pred trying to get to it. He's going to demo Mayo, but here comes Biscuit looking for the touch. He sends it off the backboard. This could be dangerous here. Serrano has to make a great touch, and he does. And that one off to the side. And again, Merely, these two teams they've seemed pretty close. There's some great defense, some great offense, and still 0-0 here. You just have to wonder, how did the Chimeras find a way through this Hydra defense?
It really does seem like the field is pretty much evenly matched, but that one's just going to fly in. I don't know if there was another disconnect. The goaltender was just, and Pred was just kind of sitting there, and Biscuit's going to get another one for his stats.
Yeah, that one just a little bit of a lofter there, just lofted on net, and yeah, Pred, he just looked like he was caught flat-footed there. Not really sure what was going on with that one, and
I mean, caught flat-footed. It looked like he just got looked at by Medusa. He was just stonewalled there, couldn't even move his controller. I'm not sure what that was.
I don't know either. I don't know. For Pred's sake, we'll just say he didn't have boosters. He's going to miss this one. It's going to go in the net. Hydra is feeling it, and they are looking unstoppable here.
I'm not really sure what's happening after, an insane 5 minutes in the last game of incredible defensive resilience. All of a sudden, the Chimera's kind of falling apart, and I don't want to put it all on Pred, but he's been last back in both of these positions, and we know that he's more than capable of making these touches and getting in position, but he's just not been there for when his team needs him, this game at least.
Yeah, it's been some rough defensive moments here. Is another one there, not quite actually a great defensive moment there from Serrano, who got caught his last back and makes the clear. And now a counterattack. Is that one just going to go? It is. Chimera's on the board. iTrash. He's putting a couple, and he puts in one there, and he cuts the deficit in half.
And I am somewhat bewildered after such good defense in the last two games. Things kind of falling apart for both teams. Looks like Hydra, both players on the defensive half, got caught out of position, just not expecting a shot that fast and on target. But good sign for Chimeras, who, the first game they barely got within one with 6 seconds left. Now 2.5 minutes. Let's see if they can finally bring something back.
We'll have to see. Can they take a lead even here? Seems like they've been playing from behind almost the entire series. As this one shot towards net over Serrano. Tashega puts in his second, and Hydra right back to their 2-goal lead.
And once again, the defender there, Serrano, he was in a tough spot with that 50 that just went straight to the attacker. It's going to be hard to save anything. But once again, the Chimera's caught out of position, flat-footed. That's going to be another one for Hydra. Now they really have to try to get something back quickly, or else this could end in a sweep for them.
Yeah, this is dangerous territory for Chimeras. They're down 2-0 in the series and down 2 goals in this game number 3. Want to avoid getting swept as Hydra looking to continue their reign of being undefeated. This ball pops up. Biscuit walked out by Serrano, but only as far as Tashega. Pred's going to make the save. As he clears it away. Mayo in midfield, first one to it. iTrash looking to pre-jump there. This one sent across to the midfield. Biscuit puts it home, and really it just looks like the Chimeras are just playing scared.
Really, that's all there is to it, it seems. I mean, they're looking so much slower than they did in past games. They're not able to get a read on what Hydra's doing, and Hydra now in Game 3 is just kind of walking over them. Wherein before it was a game of tug of war, now it looks like Hydra holds the rope and they're just pulling the Chimeras off of a cliff.
Yeah, I mean, just Hydra is looking stellar right now, and really I think this goes back to what I mentioned way back in Game 1. When you're playing an undefeated team, I mean, I know Chimeras are 8-1, but when you're playing an undefeated team and one that, has been so good in Hydra, you kind of have to get that first punch, otherwise stuff like this happens and it just kind of snowballs on you.
And it really has begun to snowball. Now they need 3 goals, make that 4. Seabiscuit. Most people don't know him as a mechanical player, but look at this guy go. Gets the pre-flip into the air dribble, 1 extra touch. That's all he needed.
Is all he needed. 5-1 now in Hydra is again Biscuit with his Nemesis leading goals. I believe he has what has he got? I think he's at 436 at the start of this season, leading the second place player by over 130 as he has tacked on 3 more in this game as he continues his reign as one of the top players in Nemesis history. And they're looking like Hydra's going to maybe continue their reign as possibly etching themselves as one of the best teams in Nemesis history. As the time ticks away, they're going to be improving to 10-0, barring the most insane comeback we've ever seen. And I mean, just another great performance. Merely as Hydra takes down yet another top team, and it just seems like who is going to beat these guys?
And well, it's not over yet. Mathematically possible, likely no, but the Chimeras do manage to get one back. But Hydra, they just look a little bit too good right now. I really do feel like if Chimeras take one of the earlier games that could have really gone either way, that this is a much closer series, but it seems like they just kind of didn't have the heart to give it their all in this game 3, and weren't able to fight back from the adversity. Unfortunately, as I do think they're still one of the best teams in Rival, and on their day could probably beat this Hydra team.
Yeah, and I mean Hydra, like I said, they've played pretty much all the top teams, and they've beat them all. I mean, they beat the Pineapples, who are 7-2, beat Distortion, who's 7-2, and now tacking on this Chimera's win here, and even another win over Knights, who were close at one point, as they put in one more for the road for Biscuit, a 4th to his name, as they take down the Chimeras with one more dagger. I mean, they've beaten all the top teams, and heading on, in this one as we look at the season goes, merely, I mean, Hydra. Like I said, who is going to beat them? Are they going to walk all the way? There's only been one undefeated team in Nemesis history, and that was the 16-0 Drakes way back in Season 3. And guess who was leading that team, barely?
Huh, I wonder.
That
was Biscuit. That was Biscuit, of course.
Yeah, and you have to wonder. You have to wonder, barely.
Biscuit, the man just wins. I will say, Hydra, now there is no question that, like you said, they've taken down all the top teams. They're undoubtedly the best team in Rival at this moment. I think for the regular season, I expect them to continue to perform. I wouldn't be surprised if they go undefeated in the regular season at this rate. My big question for them is a little bit more in the future, but historically, they've done really well in the playoff, or in the regular season, excuse me, but they always struggle in the playoffs. So I'm curious if they can remedy that, as it's not technically guaranteed. Actually, have they clinched playoffs technically now?
Not yet. They are pretty close to clinching at least a play-in spot. But I mean, when you're 10-0, it's almost a formality, really, at that point. It looks like the magic number for playoffs will be at 6. So basically, 6 more wins from them or 6 more losses from the 11th place team will lock them into playoffs. But pretty much clinched, essentially.
Well, they might not have technically clinched yet, but we're probably going to see these guys in playoffs. And that's where I'm really wondering if they're going to finally show up, as they've had, some really weak performances compared to their regular season run. They usually do well, but they aren't able to hold off when it really matters most. This is definitely a solid team, though. Keep looking out for them. And the Chimeras as well, I expect to bounce back. They had some fantastic plays of their own, but just didn't have enough to really bring it to Hydra and get the advantage on them.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to those first couple games, like we mentioned. You really have to, if you're going to beat an undefeated team, you have to come out. You got to hit them in the jaw, and you got to take one at them, and you can't let them get comfortable. And we saw what happens when Hydra gets comfortable there, as they take the victory. And I mean, like you said, a great performance. We'll see if they can continue it on. Obviously, different team, different season merely. So things are slightly different when it comes to playoffs. But I know we're all going to be watching to see, as the rest of the season goes, if Hydra can go all the way, can become only the second undefeated team in Nemesis regular season history. And they definitely have the potential to do so after beating all the top teams. Only a couple more foes stand in their way.
And a couple more foes, but they are mighty ones.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how they fare up after that. But we've got some more bangers. Hopefully the rest of the games on stream aren't sweeps today, Austin.
Yeah, I hope not. I mean, we didn't expect that one to be a sweep, but it happens sometimes. And yeah, coming up, maybe for our sake, I hope the last match is a sweep, as we'll be playing in it for our favor, of course. But I mean, we'll see. Coming up next, though, in a couple minutes here, we have a Titan League showdown here between Reapers and Venganza, which is a little bit interesting. We saw these guys in the playoffs last season, and my oh my, that was, I think really, I believe, if I'm calling correctly, that was a series where I almost had a heart attack. Where that one went all the way to Game 7. Venganza almost brought it back and won it in a Game 7 thriller there, but Reapers held on, advanced to the grand finals, and that should be a great one coming up next. Reapers versus Venganza. I referenced a little bit at 9:30. We have Ascension taking on the Hellcats. 7-2 Ascension, 6-3 Hellcats. Me and Barely will be on the pitch there, so you get to see us in action. Going up against the Hellcats as we're still chasing the number 1 spot there. The Raptors still holding on at 8-1. Should be another great matchup. But yeah, we got 2 more great ones coming your way. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys are following the channel and make sure you guys check out our socials as well. And join the Discord if you haven't already. So you guys can come and get in on the action here. Things are building. We're building towards the playoffs here, towards the play-in tournament. A lot of hype to be had still on the stream, but we'll be back after a short break. Reapers versus Venganza is coming up, so stick around. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
I was all alone. And you showed up under my umbrella. Oh, shelter from the cold. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? All alone. Your eyes match the weather, raining under pressure. Oh, you say you wanna go, yeah. So let's get away from here. Let's get away from here. Stranger stuff.
started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. Falling, falling, falling.
Hey, welcome back everybody to our second matchup of the night. We got a Titan League match on display up here shortly for you in just 1 second between the Reapers and Venganza, and I'm joined here with Mr. Crispy. How you doing?
Pretty good, Bagels. How are you?
Doing all right. Just got off work, looking to cast some more Rocket League action. It's the first, I want to say the first Titan League one I've cast in a while, but maybe I did one on Monday even, or the week before. I don't know. My memory is fleeting, but I can assure you that this will probably be a good one to cast here today.
Indeed, I'm excited to see Bubs come out. My bad.
No, go ahead.
I'm excited to see Bubs come out here and play Fishy as well. We'll just have to see which team takes it. That's all I could say.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams actually didn't have the hottest of starts to the season, but both have been performing well of late. I just played the Reapers on Monday. The games were close, but they did sweep us, and honestly, I wasn't expecting them to be as good as they were, so I think they came in ready to win. And I think they're going to come in ready to take down Venganza too, who's been surging as of late. But at the same time, on the other side, Venganza, they've had a point to prove these last few games, and they're looking to continue their momentum as well. So, I mean, I know you're not exactly a Titan League expert here, Crispy, but I know you mentioned Bubs, but is that who you're going with for Venganza here?
I want to say so. I want to hop on the bandwagon of Venganza, just taking the chip here.
Yeah, I think I might have to go with that as well. I think Venganza is going to give the Reapers more of a threat than the Grandmasters did on Monday. I just don't think we were playing super solid, but I think Venganza is going to keep on rolling here. And so far, it started off in a little bit of back and forth, but still, majority of pressure going in Venganza's favor. As Bubs is looking to keep this one in. Fishy looking to continue the touch, but not able to find as Bubs back on defense, looking for some sort of air dribble out of here. Kamikaze is pre-jump, but with the fake, the pop. Buzz pass to Fishy. Opts to swing that one early, but Kamikaze going to send this one back to his own corner, but Fishy still loitering. Ladog up early. 4 players up, and nobody makes contact right there.
Oh, my.
And now they're still trying to keep the pressure up here. Ladog in the corner. Back out to the middle. The opportunity here for Fishy. But beat up early, and Kamikaze with the pre-flip. Barely able to get that one out of defense, but still almost ends up resulting in a goal on the opposite side. Bubs to the middle, but Kamikaze again cutting us out early, and Ziz, a.k.a. Bluey, was on the backboard for some reason, and back on defense alone with an early flick. Bubs looking for the double off the corner, almost finds it, fakes it for Fishy perhaps, but that's all 3 players for Venganza. They just got to put it on net with the pass up, but still the accuracy can't be found, and now just might go the other way. Bubs, he puts it on the off-target left side, and your boy is the one to strike first.
Yeah, it just seems like Venganza did put the pressure on. Just unfortunately, Reapers did not have anybody back post. Novice perception there. No defense.
Was it no defense or really just too much offense? Because that was a lot of back and forth there for about 20 or 30 seconds.
And the defense is the best offense, as some say.
Some might be wrong, some might be right. At the end of the day, you just got to shoot for consistency, and there was no consistency in the defense being present there. But Reapers looking to get one back. Kamikaze had an opportunity, but the shot with not enough power, but Fishy pass to, and Sizz in the corner, not able to find the read. As Bubs with another opportunity, but straight into the hands of Sizz on the corner. Fishy was perhaps looking for the double, but not able to find it. Now Bubs charging in. Still trying to get this out, but you know, this is kind of what was happening on Monday in our series, though. We were suffocating the Reapers the whole time, but they just find ways to get back, and you know, they only got one shot here, Crispy, but I have a feeling a counterattack might be in the works here just shortly, because Venganza, looks like they're trying a little bit too hard to score.
And it seems like Reapers are keeping their defensive side up. Venganza, you can see how much offensive pressure they're putting onto Reapers, but Reapers is just waiting for that mistake to happen. As Bub goes for the ground to air dribble.
Yeah, you know, it was waiting for a mistake to happen, but no mistake came out, and instead Bub's exploiting the last man there on the Reapers, and that's just a great play coming out. And Bubs has been the guy. 2 goals, 1 unassisted, and shooting 2 for 4 there with just over a minute and a half left. But Kamikaze looking to get one of his own, and Bubs showing up on defense as well. But Banter with the flick, but another big save coming out from Fishy this time. Alodog looking to shoot a clear out, but straight into the hands of Sizz. Double commit forced for Venganza, but still not quite dangerous yet as Fishy. He's looking for a double of his own, almost finds it off the side of the backboard, but now quickly going the opposite way. This is what happens in Titan League. You go for one solo play and another one's coming right up. Kamikaze not able to find it, still trying to keep it up. Banter just looking to keep it in. Sizz with the half turn in the midfield, gets the mid boost as well, but bumped off of the play. Another whiff coming out, this time from Banter. And Crispy, they're trying. We just saw the flip reset come out. They've gotten 5 shots in less than a minute here. They only had 1 shot for the first 3 minutes. They're trying, but Venganza, they're somehow holding on.
It seems like Venganza has double committed quite a bit. Reaper's not able to fully take advantage of that, and Reapers is coming out a little offensive now. I just think one team has to crack for the other to succeed, and I feel like Reapers may be able to tie it up in the last 30 seconds.
Might be possible, but they got to get something going here. Looking to get a pass play, but too far away from Banter. Although last man back with Dog, but he's got a lot of space to work with here as Kamikaze's out of boost, but Sizz with the pre-flip early, not able to find it on target, and that was the last real opportunity that the Reapers had, as Fishy will moon flick this one off the backboard, and that should seal game 1 here. Maybe one more for the road. Bubs putting this one maybe on the ground. Nope, still going. Banter here for the shot. And now up to Sizz and Shirley. They'll touch the ground. But definitely a good opening start there for Venganza, trying to keep the momentum. I believe they're looking for their 5th straight win. I think they might be at 5-4 now. I think their record is. I think they were 1-4. So they're looking to try and get 5 in a row here. Big turnaround from them. And these are 2 teams, along with my team and the Grandmasters, that are in that 8th to 10th seed area. And this season, Crispy, we have play-ins in the Titan League, and that 7th to 10th spot is kind of a dangerous area, especially when some of the lower record teams can show up at times. And this is a big match between these 2 guys, actually, to try and cement their spot even further up to the 5th, 6th seed, potentially.
Indeed. I think Reapers could have had a chance there if they started out offensively strong as they did towards the end of the game. This game should be a turnaround, I think, anyway. I don't know about you, Bubs.
You just call me Bubs? I mean, I wish I had the mechanical skill of Bubs, but I'd like to think I have other factors on the field that make me better. And Bubs is not a counselor, but that's okay. It's an easy mistake. People always get me and Bubbly confused, so I can understand. But Bubs, on the ball here, was looking for a double tap. But I would venture to agree with you there. The Reapers showed a lot of promise there in the last few minutes, but promise or not, Venganza scoring in the first minute yet again.
It just seems like a kind of a double commit. I'm not sure. And Ladog just getting passed by his size there. It looked like a ghost touch on my screen.
I mean, he just beat him out there in the corner, but I mean, ultimately somebody's just got to go a little bit earlier there for Reapers. But again, Venganza starting off hot in the first minute. But I mean, so I was saying, although infield pass play coming out, but cut off quickly by Bubs, who was I want to say single-handedly carrying his team, but he always talks about how great his teammates are. But the way he's playing right now, it is definitely a bit of a one-man show. But that being said, Fishy almost pulled off that double tap at the end of game number 1 there, and the Dogs showed up with a lot of big saves so far. But as far as the offense is concerned, it has all been Bubs, even though Ladog got that first goal there. But we'll call it a bit of a garbage goal, But hey, garbage goal or not, the momentum again being set in Venganza's favor. On the defensive side here, there's a double commit again being forced. You mentioned it quite a few times. Venganza, they've been double committing, but yet Reapers not able to capitalize on it thus far. And they're trying the mechanical plays, they're trying the infield passes, but still the last man back seemingly able to get a save almost every time here. As a little awkward save there, but able to work their way out.
Yeah, it just seems Venganza's been able to hold most of the possession here. Reapers kind of just keep passing the ball to him, not really putting on that offensive pressure like before.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a boost situation at this point. As boost is getting lower, the double commits are now being forced on the Reaper side this time. And, they had a solid clear attempt coming out, but then he got bumped off the air dribble, so, I mean, really nothing going the way of Reapers. And again, they only had one shot in about 3.5 minutes, and they're sitting at 0, and just over 2 minutes has elapsed now, so maybe just a bit of a second half team as another double commit forced. A little bit more dangerous there, but still have not been punished as far as the second goal is concerned yet. Kamikaze on his way out, but Bub's using a whole lot of boost for not a lot of play and not really working out. But Ladog trying to get it out, but opting for a bit of a fake pop. Not quite sure what that was, but now Venganza, the ones who are under duress here, is now Banter looking to keep it off the corner, but sends it right back where it came from. It's his. With the half rotate, all 3 players on Venganza just opting to sit in their own defensive half, and yet they find a way out of defense, Crispy.
Just like the last game, the second goal getting scored on, nobody was back at net. American almost got there, just barely missing it. Very unfortunate for Reapers.
Right as they recorded their first shot of the game, it quickly got sent back the other way. But, I mean, realistically, somebody should have been back there on the defensive side, but that was a very quick transition out of defense right there. As Banter trying to get it to the middle, Sizz with the pre-jump, but again, the defensive stalwarts of Venganza showing up here. And again, they've looked so good these past few games, and actually I wanted to say that they won 5 in a row, but they did end up losing to Vanguard, I believe, last week on stream. But it was in Game 5, so definitely a solid team to go to Game 5 against, and Vanguard actually getting defeated by Pinnacle today. So a little bit of in that division, a little bit of a topsy-turvy situation right now between all the teams. And still the offense rolling here, but Sizz now on the counterattack looking for the solo play. But again, Ladog, huge defense game 1, and that is a big save to get with just over a minute right here.
It seems like Reapers kind of went off on that pressure there. They did have Venganza on their side for quite some time. Venganza did get the counterattack, but I feel like Reapers should be able to keep the offensive pressure up.
I think Banter was scared here. I think he thought the same thing was going to happen to him. I think he thought he was going to get air dribble bumped. Or, I'm not really quite, maybe misinput, not sure, but either way, I'm pretty sure Bubs was going to get the bump on him. And he was left all by his lonesome out there as Reapers just fully committed. And, realistically, they didn't have a second life here in Game 2 like they did in Game 1, Crispy. They're still sitting at just 2 shots. Well, maybe 3 just now. Just trying to make me look bad.
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of whipping, a lot of scoring, and just Titan League stuff that I wouldn't know about.
But as the offense running low for Reapers, just 3 shots. Dude, coming up with a lot of saves. They're at 9 saves, but at the same time, Venganza got 12 shots. And Venganza, they're not missing any shots. Everyone that hasn't been put in has been saved, so they are all on target. So the accuracy working here in game number 2. Although finally, Bub's going to pass one out to the middle, but not enough power on that one, and the second running dry. Either way, this one, again, a scoreless effort here for the Reapers. They just might get perfectly swept here.
It's looking looking that way, Mickles. Yeah, if you saw the last few seconds of that, Reapers did have Gonzaga in that corner. They can put the pressure down. It's just they don't have somebody blast back when Vengaza just bangs it downfield into their net.
Yeah, and I mean that was one really annoying thing when Grandmasters played Venganza. We actually put up 20 shots in game number 1 of our series. Did not score one of them. Partially due to accuracy, but again, also partially due to the defensive efforts from Venganza. I mean, they're just putting up some really crazy saves. We saw one from Ladog in game 1, and again, he showed up game 2 at a big pivotal point with just over a minute left, blocking out that solo play on the dribble. And so far they scored first in the first 30 seconds here. We'll have to see if they do it again. Not going to get the job done with a shot right at the defender, but still, something about these opening kickoffs are just going the way of Venganza. Although it could be another opportunity here. Fishy, he's up early. He's just got to slip it in with the soft touchdown. Bubs was perhaps looking to crash the net, but opting to play patient. But again, it's not quite the first 30 seconds, Crispy. It's 34 seconds. But something about this first minute, Venganza's got their number.
Indeed. Vengaza, first one to score. It looked like Kamikaze just couldn't reach that ball in time. I think it's going to be a repeat of game 1 and 2, Bagels. I'm not sure.
Just might be, but at the same time, the Reapers, they're trying the solo plays, and if one defensive mistake comes out for Venganza, I'm sure one will go their way, although a little bit of an over-rotation here, as everybody's backing the bus up, and all 3 players meet at the ball, and nothing really got done with that opportunity, although still dangerous. High off the backboard, 2 players with Kamikaze. He tries to put one on, but really nothing doing there. But, I mean, ultimately, even though they scored in the first 30 seconds, and it was good pressure there, Crispy, I think it goes down to your point that the Reapers, whether it's down to communication or just they're not ready for Venganza's presence on the field, it's the overcommits. And there's so many times where they're almost back, but being almost back is not good enough to try and make a save, as, again, they're stretching themselves on the defensive side. I mean, Banther's barely making it back in time, and if they're going to look to make any adjustment, they gotta plant their feet back there, plant their wheels, so to say.
Indeed. A couple demos did come out. That's something we didn't really see in the first and second game. Bubs trying to get that touchdown. I feel like Reapers need to get some demos.
Yeah, and I think they were trying, at some point in the second game, I saw a lot of people trying to crash the net there for the Reapers, but it was kind of just aimlessly chasing. There wasn't really any purpose to it, and I think that's part of the reason why they kind of got out, but are connecting with some players as Fishy gets a demo of his own on the Venganza side of things, and Sizz to the middle. The dog quickly cutting that off, actually cutting his teammate off as well, but ultimately getting the job done. And Fishy just being annoying, trying to keep this in the offensive half. Ladog tries to get over, but Kamikaze's just gooming him. He's chasing him, ends up bumping his own teammate. Didn't find contact on Ladog, but again, I mean, the Reapers, as one more over rotate, almost caught out. Not almost, it is caught out. And, I mean, it's not looking pretty as another double commit off the player, off the team bump. Kamikaze just couldn't make it home in time.
Yeah, it just these double commits. So let's kill the Reapers right now.
Yeah, I mean, and Venganza, they definitely got a presence on the field. The offensive there, I mean, but it's not like Bubs going for a flip reset double. It's not like anything too threatening to like really worth putting 2 players at the ball. I think it's just a rotational, even a comms issue. I mean, you just shouldn't be double committing on that play, or even when all 3 players were right next to the ball as Sizz was just driving in reverse next to it. I mean, it's definitely down to a communication problem right now, and whether it was the Grandmasters playing bad on Monday or maybe Reapers just having an off day here, but this was not the team that we were playing on Monday, that's for sure. But this has been the Venganza we've been seeing the last 2 weeks. I mean, they have just been absolutely on a tear. And unless Reapers get something done in the final minute here, Crispy, they're going to find themselves being perfectly swept in this series, which is not what I was expecting going into this at all.
I don't know that much about Titan League, but I do know Bubs, and I do know Fishy. I'm kind of rooting for them. But I was hoping for
my.
See them as underdog. Fishy.
And Bubs and Fishy getting the job done on this play. I mean, just a complete dismantling of the defense by Bubs himself, and opting not to score goals this game, as he's found himself 3 assists in this game, setting his teammates up. And with just over a minute left, it is looking like it is all Venganza, as Reapers just not getting the job done at all. Double commits all around, but you know, that one, I'm okay sending 2 players on that play, but still, they got to find a way out. Sizz, he's got the ball, he's got the boost, looking to take his way past everybody with the pop. High off the backboard, where's the teammate? But Kamikaze too slow. Even if he had boost, well, Dog was up extremely early for that opportunity. Now, Venganza looking to cement one more to put this series away. But still, in the midfield, they're trying everything. Sizzy's on the backboard yet again. Not quite sure if that's going to be what's going to do it, as Kamikaze, again, you know, he's had so many shooting opportunities, but none of them put on with power all throughout these 3 games. And another one there that has to be put in if you have any hopes left. But with 20 seconds left, this will surely be it. It's just a formality at this point. Fishy, he's crashing the net. Gets faked out, but it doesn't matter. Burning more time off this clock. Kamikaze actually with a really good shot right there, forcing a triple commit, but again, too little, too late. And maybe Venganza will be nice and just let them score. Oh, no. No, he's just left the game early. And there you have it. Venganza with the perfect sweep over the Reapers. Not what I was expecting going into this. I thought it was going to be at least a game 4. But hey, you know, Venganza. They're on a tear. Nothing more to say than that, really. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it was definitely like I was mentioning, 2 7 to 10th seed teams here, but Venganza, you know, they really are making themselves look good these past 2 weeks, kind of last 4 to 5 games here, and they've been playing contenders as well. And again, just proving that Reapers were not on their level, and that's going to be the only matchup between these 2 teams this season, as they are in opposite conferences and divisions. But I mean, wow. That was just utter domination with the perfect sweep right there. And, I mean, realistically, the only thing I saw out of Reapers was a flip reset double tap from Sizz, and even that got saved. So, really nothing doing for the Reapers, unfortunately, right there, after getting a sweep over the Grandmasters on Monday. So you got a sweep and you get swept. Quite the dichotomy there.
And Venganza just had that offensive feel once they got onto the field. Reapers, don't really know that much about them, but what you've told me from Sizz and America and everybody else, it all just came down to one team cracking, and it seems like Reapers was the one to crack first.
Yeah, it just definitely looked like a disappointing performance from them based off how they played just 2 days ago. I mean, just looked like 2 completely different teams. But then again, Grandmasters weren't playing that great, and this was a really good-looking Venganza squad right here. So I think Reapers got a little bit too comfortable after getting the sweep over us, and you know they weren't ready for Venganza to come in this hot. But I mean, this definitely shakes things up as far as the power rankings are concerned for Titan. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see how the rest of the matches shake out over here on Wednesday. But was hoping to get a little bit more content out of this series, but I think that's just about to wrap it up. Let's see who's on tap coming up next here. We have our Lord and Savior Rockerman on stream shortly after this for our final matchup here of the night. So just we're going to take a quick break here, but coming just after the break, we'll have Ascension at 7-2 going off against the 6-3 Hellcats. for the Challenger League. And you got anything else to say, Crispy, before we head on off?
I love you, Bubs, and Fishy. Good job.
Hey, same. I do love my boys over there. So we will catch you guys up for that Challenger League matchup between two top teams coming up at 9:30. But until then, we will see you guys for some quick little music. Maybe not quick. It's going to be about 15, 18 minutes, but we'll see. And we'll catch you guys after the break.
Everything comes from nothing. Everything is something.
Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're devil. We can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside, so there won't be no fear tonight. We crossed the line, and now it's clear to see the light behind the suffering. Believe we'll finally be free. Let the silhouette cast upon your heart, turning every little moment into scars. Baby, it's our chance to make a start, so we can fly.
I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we will make it. I know that we.
I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel the fire inside, so there won't be no fear tonight. We crossed the line, and now it's clear to see the light behind the suffering. Believe we'll finally be free.
Started to fall, and where were you? How could I know you were falling too? Grabbing the wind, cutting my skin, but it's hard because I'm falling. Tell me why I'm falling. Oh, life's calling, but it's hard because I'm falling. Falling,
grind continues. We're back for our possible third and final match of the night. That's right, I said possible. Unfortunately, we've got difficulties all over, actually. First of all, I'd like to apologize. We had some streamer difficulties, technical difficulties, so we had to take an extra 2 minutes to get things sorted out and set up. But also, we are looking at a possible forfeit from the Hellcats. Assuming that we are able to get into this, we're going to be in the Challenger League Ascension with a 7-2 record versus the Hellcats with a 6-3 record. And if they're able, I think they're having Hellcats having a problem finding one player. If they're able to find somebody, then we can get this match rolling. However, they only have about 5 minutes according to Nemesis Gaming League regulations. They have another 5 minutes now to field 3 players, or they have to walk away with the forfeit loss. However, excuse me, if we are able to get into this, your boy Psychonautic is going to be right here in the booth to give you some of that play-by-play action. And if it happens, I'm joined by a very special guest tonight, somebody who's been absent for a little while, but he's an absolute OG and legend here in the booth and in Nemesis Gaming League, coming off of a fresh sweep against the Reapers. You just saw it. Fishy, how are you doing tonight, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing great. I really appreciate it, Psycho. It's great to be here. Fingers crossed that we get this match underway. I was actually looking forward to this game here because this Hellcats and Ascension roster, they've been doing pretty good this season, both sitting in the playoff spots, but this could also mean a lot for both of these two teams as they go into the back half of the season.
I agree, and I'm sure Ascension's sitting there, not that they don't want to play, but oh, hey, take an easy dub. We'll go ahead and take an easy dub and get us that much closer to the first seed.
Yeah, and this win would mean a lot for Ascension, try and pull them away from the rest of the teams in their division. Of course, with the divisions and Challenger being so close, and it looks like we do have a game, actually.
We do have a game. Holy. All right, well, a miracle indeed. Well, hey, let me go over the rosters real quick. We're gonna get straight into the action. Oh, we've got maybe a couple of sub-ups on the Hellcats. I see Micro and then Glaze, which I believe is a prospect player, and North, which is also a prospect player. And then on Ascension, we've got merely Rockerman and Jaegers, the regular trio there. And based on what you know about these teams, Fishy, or what you know about some of the players you're seeing on the field here, let me get a quick prediction from you. Who do you think's got the upper hand? Who do you think's going to walk away with the W here tonight?
Oh, I feel like this Hellcats roster, they can't be overlooked. Although they have 2 prospect sub-ups right now, North and Glaze are not to be overlooked. So I see him pulling it close, but this Ascension team is something else. I'll give it to him in 5.
All right, you heard it here first. Yeah, well, I think if we can see Micro step up and put the team on his back and really just put in the effort and the work, I think we can see a pretty good match-off here against Ascension, because I know for a fact that Glaze is one of the better prospects, and North is solid as well, but Rockerman doesn't care. I just realized Rockerman's in the Ford F-150. He's about to shut things down.
He's taken no prisoners there. Full commit on the attack from Ascension, knowing that Glaze was last in net, and they're able to just bully it through him.
And they're going to take the lead with just about a minute gone from the clock. Ascension number 1, but the double comes out from Jaegers and Merely. Glaze going to take his time, try and get and on top of his car to get the flick, but it does get bounced off. North is there. North trying to get it cleared through. Glaze going to help him out, get it to the midfield. Micro's there, trying to put a pot shot on, but it's wide of the net. Rockerman gets it past one in the midfield. Micro back on his own backboard, gets the second touch, gets a third, trying to follow, can't find the fourth, but he does get it around Merely. Jaegers is there on the backboard. Almost down to 3 minutes on the clock here now, Fishy, and Ascension up by 1, but it looks like Hellcats are just starting to warm up. Oh my, as I say it, Micro popping off, putting it perfectly placed in the top right corner.
And Micro's been trying to do everything, and it looks like a bit of a doink there. An own goal from Ascension. But Micro, he's been making it happen on the offense despite his circumstances.
Most definitely. I did not even see that little touch there off of the Ascension defender. Quite unfortunate. I thought that he just like went ham on it, but hey, it works out. And Micro gonna take those. Jaegers with a big clear, but North is back. Gets the touch. Jaegers keep it alive. Merely's there, but can't get it through Glaze on the goal line. Jaegers sticking with it, but Jaegers gonna run it into Micro. It gets pinched. Rockerman there with the shot that's gonna go high. Micro putting it into his own corner, gets it past Jaegers. It pinches down to Glaze, but Rockerman with the touch, keeping the pressure for Ascension. Jaegers pops it up. Nobody back from Hellcats to make the stop.
And this is just so heavy pressure from Ascension. You see them going for ball after ball, and they're not even placing it around the defenders. They're just pushing it straight through them, getting some demos, stealing the boost, and just wearing this Hellcats roster out.
2 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. Ascension now up by 1 in game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Merely pops it up off the ceiling. North missing his touch. Jaegers with the shot to get it past Glaze. And now Ascension gonna extend their lead by 2.
And that's unfortunate from North. Just when you thought Ascension was coming in hot, they just pop it up and just wait under it like you see Merely do there. Seems like Ascension has this one under control, but still plenty of time left for Micro to pop off again like we've seen.
Plenty of time indeed. And also, I'm kind of thinking maybe hopefully Glaze will pop off here too. Not that North doesn't right. Not that North doesn't have the pop-off potential, but North is kind of more, from what I've seen anyways in the time that I've played with him, he's more of a less of a flashy player and more of just a fundamental player. He wants to be in the right position, getting the touches he needs to get. So hopefully maybe in the next game it's not working out so far, as Rockerman gonna slot one from the midfield. Ascension now up 4-1.
I don't know if they called that pinch or not, but that completely fooled the Hellcats defense. Rockerman and Jaegers coming together in the midfield. You're not stopping that.
The teamwork will make the dream work, as they say. Ascension showing off a little bit here with their teamwork. Jaegers down to Rockerman off the crossbar, looking for Merely, but he's not gonna go. He's gonna let Blaze hit it and then block him in the midfield. Rockerman with the touch is gonna beat out the defender. Merely up for it. Rockerman trying to get it through, but Glaze making the stop on the goal line. Down to Micro, who's going to try and get it through, but Jaegers takes it away from him. Rockerman with the dunk to put it on the net. Micro gets back and makes the stop. A minute left now on the clock. Ascension up by 4. Rockerman making it up by 4, now 5-1.
And this Hellcats team, they're stringing together some good saves there. It's just unfortunate. It looks like Ascension is just a little bit faster right now. We'll see if they can pick it back up at the end of this game and into game 2.
Yeah, and I know if you're the Hellcats, you're probably wanting to try and at least get one more on the board. They need a little bit of momentum. Rockerman there for the shot's gonna go wide. Jaegers to keep it in. Jaegers off of the ceiling, going for the fake, but Micro gonna get the touch on it. North missing his touch out of the corner. Glaze is up, puts it towards the mid. Jaegers is there, but North with the big bang puts it all the way back to Ascension's defensive zone. And Rockerman bangs it back as well. 30 seconds left. Ascension looking to just essentially run down the clock at this point. They have such a massive lead. I would say it's near impossible for Hellcats to make a comeback here in game number 1. Merely with the pop-up, Jaegers to send it out. 10 seconds left now before they are able to close out game number 1 in this best of 5 series. They're going to take the lead moving into game number 2. Ascension is all but your winners at this point. And Fishy, I got to say, they're looking hot. They're looking hot. Hellcats are going to have to make some major changes moving into game number 2 if they're going to want to be able to compete against this Ascension roster.
Ascension are looking real hot, and I gotta say their pressure has just been outstanding against this Hellcats team. Just looking at the shots, it's 16-2 for Hellcats, and one of those shots was an own goal even, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what much Hellcats can do, but it might be a long road ahead here. I gotta say, Psycho.
Yeah, it might be, or a short swept road ahead for the Hellcats. We'll have to see. But Rockerman pulling out 8 of those 16 shots with the F-150. He is an absolute menace right now against the Hellcats. Gotta give props to him. Love him or hate him, he's going off.
He has been popping off this series. I have to give him credit.
We'll see if he's able to keep doing that here in game number 2, or if the Hellcats are going to be able to adapt to their situation. Micro up for that save. Rockerman putting a soft one on net. North with the clear. North still in it in the midfield. Rockerman popping it up. Micro came in but couldn't beat out the defender. Glaze staying back, playing defensive. Glaze with the pop. Not going to be able to follow this one as Rockerman going to hit it in the midfield. Jaeger's going to have to 50 through North. He does get it through, but Micro there to pop it up away from his net. And Micro with a touch. Micro to get it past 2 of the defenders. Gets it past 3 of the defenders. Going to waterfall down. And Merely and Rockerman with the double, but it's going to work out. Pinch the ball away from their net. Merely with a big clear. Sending it across the field. Trying to follow it. North going to beat him out. Jaegers and Rockerman a little bit awkward on the defensive side of things. Micro down to North, but it's not going to go. A minute gone now so far, Fishy. And we got a 0-0 scoreline here. I would say, you know, Hellcats, not necessarily that they're looking better, but they have held Ascension to not very much offense so far.
Yeah, Hellcats is still playing their game and taking the space that they've been given now by this Ascension roster. You're already looking at a bunch of passes being strung together, and it looks pretty even in this game too, I must say, Psycho.
It does look especially a lot more even than it did in game number 1. But will the Hellcats be able to hold out, or is it just a matter of time before Ascension breaks through their defense and starts to snowball things? Rockerman with the shot on net, but Glaze stops in time to get in front of it. North trying to follow, gets the bump on the defender. Micro with an awkward touch, but it might work out for him. Back to Glaze. Glaze putting it into the corner, merely to the mid. Jaegers finds it, but his shot gonna go wide. Micro flipping over the ball, missing his touch. Glaze trying to get in front of Rockerman defensively. Micro with a huge demo on Jaegers, freeing up the defensive zone. Merely can't find the double touch as we near the halfway point in game number 2 here. Fishy still sitting at 0-0, but I don't know. Ascension has definitely picked it up a little bit as far as their offensive pressure, but the Hellcats are still holding out really well defensively. Micro gonna open things up with the first goal and take the lead for the Hellcats.
And once again, it's just Micro making something happen. He threw that ball at net, not expecting it to go in, but knowing that he could get Jaeger's follow-up. And it seems like that might give Hellcats the edge to bounce back in this series, if Micro can keep on doing that.
May very well, as Micro's going to put another one on net, but merely to get in front of it. Merely trying to get in front of North. Shot North to put it down. Rockerman Jaeger's going to double in the net, but nobody from Hellcats there fast enough to take advantage of the situation as the ball trying to get cleared out by Ascension. Finally does. Jaegers misses the touch, but it doesn't. Oh, he got a touch.
Oh, he did. I thought he missed too. But that's just unfortunate. You see North going up to that mid boost, thinking that they finally had some consistent pressure, but that was a good clear from Rockerman, just over Glaze's head where he couldn't reach it.
Just pushed up a little bit too far there for the Hellcats, and honestly, Fishy, I'm still... How did Jaegers get a touch right there?
I don't even know. It went through his car, I'm pretty sure.
It was a ghost touch that they gave him credit for. Hats off to the Rocket League gods for giving my man Jaeger some love there. He was able to get it through, tie up the game. 1 minute and 35 seconds left on the clock as Merely is going to slam through a double touch.
I thought Glaze had that save there. He looked to be in the perfect position, but just a little bit too far back in the net. But man, this Ascension lineup, just as soon as we thought they were out of it, they bounced back with 2 goals right away to get a hold back on the series.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you can't give Merely that kind of space. Merely is came down from the rival league as our boundaries went so wide here in season number 7. But so it brought a lot of people down, and he was one that came from rival, as you well know, Fishy. And you just can't. He's still good. He's still pretty much a rival level player. You can't give him that much space and expect him to miss something as simple as a double touch.
Oh, so you went for one again there. But the beauty of this Ascension team is you can't give Merely space, but you can't give Rockerman or Jaegers any space either. They're both very good players to their own right. So it's just which player do you want to deal with a shot from?
That's 100% true. And Rockerman coming through, muscling it past the defense, taking the lead 3-1 now in favor of Ascension.
Yeah, and Hellcats just getting a bit stuck in their defense in this past 2 minutes or so. I'd really like to see them get those passes out of the back. That saw them get their pressure of their own and get the big clears out. And we saw at the start of this game.
And with 45 seconds left on the clock now, is Hellcats going to be able to come back? Jaeger's going to rub some salt in the wound as he gets the 4th goal for Ascension. And the snowballing started a little bit later this time, Fishy, but still snowballing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the same goal as the third one. It's just high in the right corner, and there's no one who can do anything for Hellcats there. Ascension, they're just putting it where they can't go, and I don't know, it's just dominating right now.
It is definitely given the Hellcats the business. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Jaegers coming through, finding a beautiful pass from Merely. Wow.
It's just that back left corner for Hellcats, I swear. That's been the past 3 goals for them. Maybe they just need to put a guy right back there to block everything.
Maybe they should. Maybe moving into game number 3. One of them's listening to the stream, and oh my goodness, Jaeger's gonna go. He doesn't get the top left, but he gets the left. You called it, Fishy. That left side, they're unstoppable.
And they're just pushing for the Brazil at this point. I mean, they have the game under wraps, but they know they want to send the message heading into game 3. They're not going to let them score first again.
100% putting the fear of God in the Hellcats. Glaze, not ready to give up yet. Gets a flip reset, goes for a fake, gets the fake, but can't get it through Jaegers. Jaegers with a huge save. Well, maybe not a huge save because it wouldn't have much mattered. I don't think that would have turned the tides of the battle here as we're in the final seconds now. But, hey, it was a good save from Jaegers right there.
Yeah, good attempt from Glaze, too. I didn't know he had that in him with the flip reset off the wall. I was ready for a huge goal right there, Psycho.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be something of beauty. And Ascension, wow, 6-1, putting another 15 shots on the board. That's a lot of pressure, and it's divvied up equally this time, but still they did 18, or what was it, 16 and then 15. This Ascension roster looks unstoppable at this point.
And I think what's even crazier about that is that Ascension weren't their normal selves in the first half of this game. You saw them stuck on their defensive end for a little bit, and even giving up the first goal of this one, but even then, they're able to put up 15 shots and keep on putting on the pressure on this Hellcats roster.
Yeah, and another thing that you pointed out, just looking at the scoreboard, was that it doesn't matter which player we're talking about from Ascension. They're all equally got high pop-off potential, and they're especially in this series, they're all playing really strong. We saw the first series, Rockerman with like 600-something points, 700 points. Jaegers this time, 712 points. I'm expecting Merely to just have a 700-800 point game and just completely shut the Hellcats down right now.
Yeah, maybe it's Merely's turn for a pop-off game. It looks like we have a player change here coming out from Hellcats. We got the Mitso 20 coming in for North. See how that pans out for him.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think Mitso is another prospect player from the Warhawks. So maybe North just wasn't feeling it, or maybe he was having some internet issues or something. But he's going to put Mitso in, and we're going to see how that plays out for the Hellcats here in game number 3. Ascension looking for the clean sweep, and Hellcats have a long road of a reverse sweep ahead of them if they want to walk away with the dub from this series. Mitso gets back in time to make the stop, leaving it for Glaze. Merely going to take it off the top of Glaze, merely to follow, but he hits it just a little bit too hard. It's going to go high. Nobody from Ascension able to stick with that ball. Rockerman trying to get back to it in the midfield. Mitso to put one on net. Jaegers is back, makes an easy save. Jaegers sending it to the corner, but Micro to get in front of him. Merely trying to get the flick. Mitso going to take it away from him. Glaze with the 50. And Ascension now seemingly having problems getting out of their defensive zone, it would look like here, Fishy.
Yeah, I've noticed Mirlius in particular doing a lot of slow plays coming out of his back zone. And while those aren't bad plays, it seems to be slowing down the pressure that Ascension's used to. They have had a lot more control of the ball, so it's a pluses and minuses, I guess you can say. But I guess we'll just have to see how it pans out for Ascension as this game continues.
And a long ball from Micro right there, a little bit not fast though, so Jaegers was able to get back to it, but the Hellcats still controlling the pace of this match, in my opinion, as they seem to be spending a little bit more time in Ascension's defensive zone than Ascension is able to spend in theirs. Rockerman with the second touch off the back wall. Rockerman in the midfield trying to get a shot on, but it goes wide. Glaze gonna get a demo on Rockerman as Micro takes it off the corner, off the sidewall, 50s it through Merely, but Rockerman to clear it out. Mitso with the touch, popping it up. And Jaegers gonna try and continue the charge for Ascension. Glaze to take it away from him. Merely keeping it in. Merely to stick with it. A little bit awkward. Mitso and Micro both in the same area. Jaegers popping it up, but Glaze taking it away from him, passing it to Micro. Micro getting it past Merely, but immediately gets demoed. As we reach the halfway point in this game, we're seeing something sort of similar here, Fishy, from the last game, but I would say that I don't think that Ascension's going to be able to snowball this win.
That doesn't look like it with how Micro's been playing in the midfield. Seems like every time he gets the ball, he's beating a player and getting a bump or something, keeping the play in. And you're really seeing that start to go Hellcats' way with the team all linking up together.
This is dangerous, and Rockerman's there to finish it off as the fake play comes out from Jaegers.
Oh, and Mitso, he got such a big ghost touch on that too. That's really unfortunate for Hellcats because they were starting to pick it up in this game and get some pressure of their own.
They really were, and hopefully that doesn't destroy their mental and they're able to keep it going, as I'm sure if they just keep putting shots on net, eventually Ascension will show some cracks in their defense and they'll be able to possibly tie it up, or who knows, even maybe take the lead and send this series into a game number 4 merely with a big clear to keep it out of Ascension's defensive zone. Merely up to Rockerman. Rockerman finds it and sends it down and into the back of the net. Ascension extending their lead 2-0.
And that demo off the ball, I didn't see who it was for Ascension, but they took away who would have been challenging that ball, which gave Rockerman so much time to place it into that net with the two goalies left with nothing to do.
And with only a minute 25 seconds left on the clock, this is not looking good for the Hellcats. You know that they are at least slightly demoralized. Even the players with the best mental at this point would be feeling somewhat defeated. But they seem to be sticking with it, seem to be trying their hardest. They only need 2 goals to tie it up. 60 seconds remaining. It's definitely possible. They just have to get back on the offensive push here. Glaze trying to do just that, but he gets blocked as he tries to clear it out, merely popping it in the midfield. Jaegers up for it, putting one on net, but Glaze gonna get back in time to send it away and to the side. Micro off his backboard, but merely is still with it. This Ascension team is just suffocating the mess out of the Hellcats as Rockerman sets up a perfect shot merely to close it out, and I think that was the dagger in the heart, Fishy.
That really was. And it's so, I don't know how to say it, but this Hellcats team, they're always in the right place. Their rotations have been rock solid, but they just can't get the ball out of their half, it seems like, which is so demoralizing to play as. Because normally when you're making a mistake, it's a double commit or something, but not against this Ascension team.
No, sir. And Ascension absolutely dominating here tonight, merely trying to get a final double touch in there. It's not going to go. Rockerman getting in there too. Ascension not giving up anything. Rockerman to put one final on. Mitso trying to get in front of it. Rockerman not done. Puts it on net, but doesn't go in. Hits the ground. Ascension going to sweep the Hellcats here in our third and final match. And wow, what can I say? You love and hate to see it at the same time, Fishy. You love to see the game 5 for the content, but hey, sometimes teams just got to assert their dominance.
Yeah, and again, full credit out to the Hellcats for showing up when we needed them most. I know I wanted to watch this series no matter what, and they really glazing North and Mitso at the end, stepping up to even get a series going in the first place. Nothing but respect to those guys for showing up.
Most definitely. Hats off to that org in general, the Aeronautic org filled with a bunch of great guys. As you can see, these guys stepping in for their team and not letting this go to forfeit, which is great. We could bring some action to you. Unfortunately, it was a sweep, but hey, that's okay. They'll bounce back and get things going next week. I'm sure Ascension's got to be feeling good, and congratulations to them coming off a win right there. It's going to get them that much closer to that number 1 seed in the Challenger League. And yeah, I mean, overall, Fishy, I feel like it was pretty good, all things considered. Like you said, you know, the prospect players stepping up, and they didn't do terrible. Yeah, they got swept, but well, I mean, I guess in game 1 and game 2 they didn't do great. But game three, they did pretty good.
Yeah, and even Micro, he looked great the whole series, despite, like you said, losing some pretty tough ones. But Hellcats just have to remember, they're still in playoff spots, so if they just can continue this form out the rest of the season, they'll likely be in playoffs or play-ins, and who knows what happens from there.
Very true, very true. Hopefully, they won't have any roster issues the rest of their season, and they can regain, bounce back, get into them play-ins, possibly playoffs, and have a good run there, as they definitely deserve it. Micro been with been with Nemesis for a long time, putting a lot of work here, so you love to see him having a good time with a good team. But hey, again, congratulations to Ascension. Fishy, I think that's going to wrap us up for the night here. That's our third and final match. It was a pleasure being back in the booth with you, my friend. It's been far too long.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure casting and playing in that last series too. I got a lot of action on stream tonight.
Most definitely. Yeah, that was a great series too. It's good to see Venganza boys popping off like that. You know, I got a lot of love for the Victory org. And so that was great to see. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that's pretty much going to do us for tonight. If you are new here and you haven't seen us, we got a Discord. Come and join up. We're in the middle of the season, but sometimes we're not in the locked rosters yet. So sometimes places open up. Come over, prove your skills. Join up in the Discord. Get on a team. See what you're made of. There's like a lot of money. I think it's $1,500 that gets distributed all over. Across all 5 leagues. So get in while you can before our rosters lock up. Appreciate all the support from everybody coming out tonight. We'll be back Saturday night for our Saturday Night Rocket League special with 3 more banging matches for you. So we will see you then. Have a good night.
Paralyze my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice tracing on my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time.